Welcome to our video giving you an overview of our football team stats software. The software is currently available to all our premium members. It currently goes through approximately 80 league and cup competitions played across the world, and there's approximately 40 individual stats for each team using the stats from their previous matches played in the relevant competitions. The screen, or the main display, is split up into three sections. You've got a left section where it will list the relevant fixtures being played for the selected day. The central section will list the stats that you want displayed, and the right hand section will be a variety of different league tables, main table, home table, correct score table, etc. But we'll go through those as we move through the video. Starting with the left hand side, at the top you can select the day for the matches you want to be looking at. The tool currently works up to 7 days ahead, so you just simply click a day where you want to look at for that particular day's fixtures, and then all those fixtures playing that day will be brought back. I'll just go back till today. Underneath, the fixtures are broken down by league, and each header will have the country, the league name, and the percentage figure is the percentage of the season completed so far for that particular league. Underneath then you'll have the matches being played that day for that particular league. You'll have the home team on the left. The value in brackets will be their current league position, followed by the away team and their league position, and then the kick-off time. So you can scroll through the matches that are being played, and if you want to look at the stats for any particular match, give it a click. The match selected will be highlighted in the green colour there, and then we can move across to the central section. You'll see the team badges for each team, the matches played so far for each team, and the stats are currently broken down into three sections. You have the core section, which will be the default section selected, which are the main trading stats. You have period section, which are time related stats, and sequence selection, which are score related stats, and we'll go through those in a little bit more detail later on. As well as selecting the type of stats displayed, there are two ways of viewing the data. If you are selecting home or away, that will just look at the home team's home matches and the away team's away matches, whereas home and away will look at all matches for that particular team regardless whether they were played at home or away. You also have the option to look at the full season stats for the matches played so far in the current season, or you can look at the recent form stats, and the recent form stats will look at the most recent most recent 5 matches played for that team. If you want the most recent 5 matches regardless of home and away, you would select home and away and recent, but if you just wanted the home team's home matches and the away team's away matches recent form, you would select home or away with the recent tab. Underneath that we'll see the list of stats, so you have the stat type on the left hand side of this table, the home team on the next column, the away team stats, followed by combined stats where applicable. So the home stats is the percentage of matches where the home team has won their match. Draw, the percentage of matches where the match has ended in a draw, and the away, percentage of matches where the away team won the match in their relevant fixtures. 0-0 matches for each team, matches that have gone over 1.5 match goals, matches that have gone over 2.5 match goals and over 3.5, matches where both teams have scored in the matches, matches where that team has scored, matches where that team has conceded, the average number of goals scored and goals conceded, so the goals scored for each team will be in the green, the goals conceded for each team will be in the pink. You then have the over 0.5 first half goal stats for each team, the over 1.5 first half goals, and then for the second half you have over 0.5 second half goals and over 1.5 second half goals. As we move on to the period stats, This breaks the match down into the time period, so into 15-minute intervals. And again, you've got the home team on the left with the away team stats on the right. So the percentage of matches where the team has scored a goal in the first 15 minutes, or 0 to 15 minutes. Percentage of matches where they have conceded a goal in the first 15 minutes. And the percentage of matches where they have scored or conceded in the first 15 minutes. And again, that's the same, breaking down into every 15-minute interval. We then have the total goals scored and goals conceded for each team. We then have the goals scored split between the first and second half, and the goals conceded split between the first and second half for each team, to see if there's a bias between if they like to score in the first half or preference for the second half. We then have matches where they've scored, or where there's been a goal scored or conceded in the 40th or plus minute in the first half, and the 85th minute onwards in the second half. So it could be a useful stat to look at for teams that like late goals in their matches. We move on to the sequence stats. So how often the teams score the first goal. How often once they score the first goal do they win, draw or lose. How often a team concede first, and then how often they win, draw or lose. The average time of their first goal they score in a particular match, and the average time they concede a goal in the matches. And then a breakdown of how many matches the team has gone 1-0 up, how often that went 1-1 or 2-1, or 2-0, sorry. How many matches the team went, the score went 0-1, and then how often that went 1-1 or 0-2. The amount of matches a team has gone 2-0 up in a match, 2 down in a match. And then a breakdown of how many times, or the percentage of when the team has won the first half, drawn the first half, or lost the first half. And then finally, the percentage value of when that team has scored the last goal in the match. So that's gone through the different stats that we have for each team. We move on to the right hand side. The default, we've got 6 different views we can have here. The full league table, which will be the standard league table, top to bottom, with the matches that each team has played, won, drawn and lost. Goals for the team, goals against the team, so it would be the goals scored, goals conceded and the goal difference, the number of points that team has, and then just a recent form for the last 5 matches they've played, with ticks for wins, the grey box, or the grey circle, sorry, with a negative sign for a draw, and the red cross for a loss. We can click on the home. That gives us the same table just for the home matches that have been played. The away will give us just the away fixtures and the results for each team. And then underneath those we've got 3 other different views. We've got a correct score view. So that's looking at the league table and the current results that they've had against other matches or other teams within the league. The 2 teams will be highlighted in the grey, and it'll just give you the correct score view of the league. Any red boxes is where that particular team has lost the match. The green is for when they've won the match, and the pinky colour is for when they have drawn a match. So it can give you an indication of how a particular team performs against similar type of teams within the league table. Likewise with over 2.5 goals. Green for it being over 2.5, red for it being under 2.5, and again a similar kind of scenario where there may be a pattern emerging where, depending on the position or the group of teams within a similar position, whether there's any pattern or trend in whether the match goes over or under 2.5. And again for both teams to score. Green indicates both teams have scored in the match, and red indicates both teams didn't score in the match. So that's given a brief overview of the different columns. To explain a few other features we have with the tool, you'll notice the icon here, which will be available at the top and the bottom of the screen. That icon there will download all the stats, all the core stats for all the fixtures that you've got selected for the day you have selected. That'll download it into a CSV file for you to do any other interrogation or analysis you may want to use. On the left hand side here, you'll notice there are plus icons you can use, and that will add any particular match to a shortlist. So if there's a particular match that you find it's interesting and you might want to be trading that match later, or you want to bring it to a shortlist to look at in closer inspection, click on the plus and that will add that match to a shortlist. That brings us on nicely to the top of the above the three columns. You've got a shortlist icon here, and clicking that will show you on the left hand side any of the matches you have added to a shortlist, and then simply clicking back will bring back the full list of that day's fixtures. To remove a match from the shortlist, you can either be in the shortlist view or the main view, and just simply clicking the cross will remove any match from your shortlist. Now I've removed those, my shortlist has now gone back to 0. To the left of this, if you want to remove any leagues from view or just focus on particular leagues, you can select or deselect any of the leagues that we cover. Likewise with the seasons completed, if you want to focus or not concentrate or look at any particular leagues, you can remove any season completed leagues, so any leagues that may have just started or may be coming to an end. You can choose to hide them from the list as well. Going on to our final feature, we have an extensive filter option where you can set minimum and maximum values for all the stats that we have, core stats, period stats and sequence stats. So you can set the minimum maximum values that you may want to use for a particular strategy. Once you've set that, along with whether you want home or away and home and away, once you're happy with certain stats, you can give it a name. So just that first filter. Click on Save Filter. It'll tell you it's saved, and then you can close the filter options. And then if you want to bring back that filter for any particular day, it will be available in the filter list here. So I've got that one there, which is the first filter. I didn't have to change any values in there, so that will just bring back a full list anyway. But that filter will then bring back a list of all the fixtures that fulfill the criteria that you've set for that filter. So I hope that gives a brief overview or an overview of the tool. We are still working hard on adding different stats, different leagues, different features. But if there are any questions or any requests on stats to add or features to add, then please get in touch via the community or via our support email, and we'll get the feasibility and get back to you as soon as we can.